tell me you're a therapist without telling me you're a therapist. I'm sitting in my office playing with my own fidget. I really want one of those Neato things, but everywhere's sold out. And it's the big craze. I got some off Amazon, like cheap knockoff ones. Oh my god, terrible. Sticky, yucky. Not a fan. What I want to talk to you about today is your thoughts, your feelings, and your behavior. Okay, if we look at cognitive behavioral therapy, the theory, okay, picture a triangle. At one point you have thoughts, one point you have behaviors, one point you have the emotions, okay? These elements are all connected, okay? And they can go either way. So it's not just, oh, this thought affects this emotion affects this behavior. They work all around, okay? There's no like right or wrong, rhyme or reason. But let me give you an example. Anxiety, right? That's like the most common mental health issue in America and the world. I don't know. But it's a big thing, right? And if you're still watching, you probably might have it too. So when we're feeling anxious about something, maybe we're in a relationship and, you know, their text is delayed and we're starting to think, a delayed, what if they don't like me anymore? What if they're talking to somebody else? What if they're cheating on me right now? I don't know. Those are some thoughts, right? And then it leads us to a feeling, and that's gonna be like, oh, I don't know if I can handle this. It's starting feeling anxious, okay? Heart's beating. That's probably the first sign you're noticing when you have anxiety. Your heart's starting to race. Your stomach might start to sink, sweaty palms, you name it, right? If you have, you know what it feels like. And then it leads to a behavior. What are you gonna do about it? Okay, so you have this thought and you said, okay, I'm gonna run with this thought. It's making me feel this way. So now what am I gonna do to relieve the emotion? So I'm going to keep texting. I'm going to drive by their house. I'm going to, you know, whatever your go-to is, you name it. That is how they're all intertwined. So the theory says, it says, change one of those elements and maybe get a different response, okay? So start with our example again. I have a delayed text. I text, they're not writing me back. Instead of thinking the negative, okay, they're cheating on me, they're not interested, we think of something more helpful, okay? These aren't good or bad, it's just more helpful. Maybe they are still at work. Maybe their phone died. Anything that's gonna make you feel better. So if you think those thoughts, you're not gonna develop the anxiety, right? That's the theory. You're gonna say, okay, they're at work. I feel a little more settled. Okay, I'm not feeling anxious. I'm just feeling a little, you know, excited. Maybe I'm waiting on their text, but I have other things I can do. But if you start thinking more helpful thoughts, then the feeling will change, and then your behavior is going to change. You're not going to drive by their house. You're not going to check their location. You're not going to do all these other things. So that's how the CBT, or cognitive behavioral therapy, works. Thought I'd share it with you. Follow me for more tips. I'm working on something that's going to be a freebie for everybody. So talk soon. Bye.